It actually feels so good to build sustainability and then like create legacy that should surpass me. So anytime I get to come and pour into the future, and I come to Hampton's campus, and I'm like, the future is bright.
And I can imagine you have so much to share with them because in this world of technology, being with Google,
Yes.
things are just rapidly.
That's
rapidly
exactly right.
changing.
And with AI and the technology, you know, yesterday we were teaching the students how to use Gemini, and then we brought in like the prompts, how to design your resume, how to tell your personal story. So, you know, we all need that elevator pitch. So that's what we were doing with them yesterday, just to make sure that they knew how to do it. But very important, we also talked to them about the ethics of AI and how to use it responsibly. And so when I think about it, and what I try to pour into people is where do you add in, not where you fit in. Because when I was on this campus, I kept thinking about how do I fit into spaces, but what I learned over my career is really about how you add to spaces. And now how do you use technology as an accelerant to help you do that even better?
Okay. And where would you say we are going with AI and how dominant it's going to be in these students' lives?
Transformative, because how they learn is different, how they operate in their personal lives is different, and even as they go out into the world of work, AI is already there, we're already using it, and so it's how do you incorporate it now so that it can transform your career, how you learn. They're not going to be terminal degrees in the same sense. They're going to be continuous learners, and so it's better to learn that now and adapt really quickly.
And Google has a lot of courses that they offer.
We have
like
a
in
lot
AI.
of courses.
I actually took one.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. So, well, it's true. On growwithgoogle.com, we use Coursera as the platform, and self-paced, if you take any of those courses and you get a certificate, over 200 employers accept those certificates in lieu of degree, and they also combine well with a degree. And so our students at Hampton can take those, and any other university can take those certificates, combine them with a degree, and it just makes them even more competitive.
Okay, so with the Yard Takeover, because later today you have some more activities, what exactly will be going on, and what's the purpose of some of that?
So yesterday we taught like Gemini and all of our like Google AI tools, and along with our partner Disney. And the reason that we did that was to kind of set a foundation. And then today we're transforming into telling your story and taking pictures and like really incorporating your narrative into that. And then later this afternoon, Drum Major Mickey is going to be on campus, and my dear friend Dr. Underwood will talk more about that. But we wanted to do a takeover just to introduce the technology across Google and across Disney, have fun with it, but actually put the student in their own story using this technology.
People say, well, AI is going to take all these jobs, but at the same time, it seems like AI is going to provide a lot of opportunity. Do you see
That's
it that
right.
way?
I think we have to look back in history, because when we came from, you know, the manufacturing age into the information age, jobs look different. So I don't know that it takes over your job as much as how you do work and the type of work you're doing. It looks different because now you have an accelerator with AI that's going to come and help optimize, make things faster. Interestingly, last week, I was at a panel event, and I was talking to some hip hop artists, and they were saying that what used to take them 3 days to create now takes them like 1 hour, but what that time frees them up to do is to be more creative and innovative. And so when you think about it from that perspective, it's more about how are we more efficient with our time, how do we optimize that?
Okay. Your title has changed from what it
Yes.
was before.
Yes.
How has your job and what you do, has that changed much?
It actually has. It's really evolved. And so now my title is Employee Engagement. I have responsibility for employee relations, our employee resource groups, culture as well as workforce engagement. So my job really centers on how do we connect Googlers to each other and to our mission and to equip them to be high performing. And 1 out of every 2 Googlers touches my organization in some way.
Okay, excellent, excellent. We can switch. Janice, thank you for taking some time to talk with us. Disney, everybody knows that name. You know, when people think about the parks, they think about Mickey and Minnie, but there's so much more to it. Why was it so important for you to be here today?
Well, I appreciate that question. Yes, Disney is an iconic brand. We've been around 100 years. And our mission or our vision statement at Disney is, at Disney, we want everyone to belong and thrive. And so whether you're coming to our parks or you're on our cruise lines, our parks actually globally, because most people don't know that we have international parks. But if you're watching our television shows, if you are engaging with our content or even our products, you know, it is so important that we exude this idea of belonging. Belonging from a consumer perspective, but also from an employee perspective. So it was so important for me to be here as an alum, so proud to walk the halls of the academic buildings in the Student Center, but understanding where I was as a student, I would have loved for Disney to be here and have this kind of opportunity and the exposure. So honored to be able to afford that to the students here.
What are some of the things that you will talk to the students about, or that you've already, because you were here yesterday, just what is it that you're hoping that they can learn about Disney and what Disney could do for their careers or their development?
Well, it's actually not just me. We're here with a team of Disney employees, and we're all talking about our career trajectory and what we learned each step of the way, whether we are coming in our company from the public sector or higher ed, an early career talent, or in my case, I entered Disney as an executive. So it's really about sharing our story. Melonie talked a little bit about storytelling. And at Disney, we want people to be part of the story. So if you want to be part of our story at Disney, we want to tell students, this is how you do it. This is the pathway, and here's your access, and we want to help you sort of understand the application process and walk you through it and hold your hand from the perspective of, you know, what does it mean to have a great resume, how to stand out and tell your story.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so important. And inclusion is important. You know, being here and making people feel like they can have a seat at any table. How do you feel about that concept?
Well, I'll just repeat again, at Disney, we want everyone to feel like they can belong. But the important piece of that is and thrive. And so inclusion is one of our company values. It is explicitly stated and threaded throughout all of our company values. And so we are uniquely Disney in that way. And I'll just also share that it's so important for our employees to know that it's about what you add. I love that you talked a little bit about it's not trying to fit into a table, right? It's not so much about having to pull a chair up and just come to that table. We invite our employee voice at the table, and we want you to contribute to the conversation because we make better decisions together when there are diverse tables. There's more innovation, there's more ability or capacity for problem solving, and we're solving some of the biggest problems that we've seen, whether it's related to how we leverage AI in the workforce, how we make sure we innovate with 5 generations in the workforce at one time. And then ultimately, how do we make happy happen? Our company is all about building and making happiness for others. And so all of those things are sort of swirling around, and that's why we need everyone at the table. That's why inclusion is so important.
Is it a struggle a little bit in this climate, you know, to convince some people that inclusion is important?
Well, again, it's our company value. So when you join the Disney company, you are really joining a culture where inclusion is our business advantage. We have to have inclusion at our table and front and center in all of our conversations, because if we don't, we lose market share. We lose the ability to be able to say that, you know, at Disney, we want everyone to belong and thrive, right? And so that
Right.
system of belonging is so important, but it's also important for the consumer. So the consumer needs to know whenever they step on our cruise ships or in our resorts or in our theme parks across all of Disney, that they feel included and they feel welcomed, right? Because you will never come to one of our theme parks or one of our experiences and not feel welcomed, right? So it's a business advantage, and it really gives us a competitive advantage over our competitors.